filming. So for the people who don't know you or future grandkids or cousins or family, they're just knowing you, can you tell them your full name?
My name?
Hmm.
Ramona Lucero.
And this is a archive of memories we're going to have loaded up. So what we're going to do now is this as fun family questions. And I was wondering, I call him Uncle Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Lovingly. Where did you and Ted first meet?
At Rivera. We used to live there in the apartments.
Was it you were just roommate, like not roommates in the way that maybe he lived next to you and you bumped into him, or how did it work out? Did he go after you like multi times?
No, I went after him.
Oh my goodness. Did he say yes the first time, or did it take multi times?
Not yes the first time, but later. Yes.
Oh, what did you like about him the first time you saw him?
He was a very handsome man.
And when you met him, do you remember what year it was?
1957.
1957.
Or
That's
earlier than that.
Oh, that's how are things like compared to now? What was the first date then compared to now? Like everything's big concerts and holograms and digital everything. What was your first date with him like?
Okay. We used to go to Juarez to
Juarez.
listen to the mariachis.
Oh, that sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of is there kind of different styles that you and Ted preferred with the mariachis, or was it just like the normal we see with the bands and the violins?
Oh yeah. I like the mariachis most of it. And the norteños también.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And
Yeah, we used to have a lot of fun.
what was your favorite place to eat in Juarez? When you're enjoying yourself?
Flautas.
Flautas.
I love flautas.
Was there any special restaurant you ate at when you were there before the shows, the concerts?
I don't remember the name of the restaurant.
It was hard. There's a lot of things hard to remember. I don't remember what I. At least a month ago, so I don't blame you. So when he said yes and you were dating, how long was it before you knew this was a thing? Like he was yours forever.
What?
Like when you realized you and Ted were a thing forever, like you weren't just dating anymore. You were meant to be. It wasn't just I'm dating this person for and it might work out. When was the time you just realized, oh, we're gonna be forever?
It was in 1957 when we got married. I had to get married because I was pregnant.
Oh, which child was this?
Isaac.
Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot about Isaac. I've heard stories, but I didn't really know him. My mother tells me that he was a great man and a good person.
Yeah.
And when you found out you're pregnant with him, how was the response? Was it like that cartoonish movie thing where the guy jumps up and down and goes, "Oh, we're pregnant," or was it like, "We're pregnant" and kind of surprised, or what was the response?
Well, they didn't say anything, but we told them we were gonna get married, so we did.
Hey, when Isaac was born, what was the feeling like? Was it fear? My first child.
I went to a lot of pain. In those days, they don't,
No morphine?
no morphine, no nothing, natural.
Well-
Vámonos pa' afuera.
It was were you the only one in the room allowed, or was it the same way where the dad had to stay outside till they brought the baby to the window, or was that just some kind of myth? Because now the dad stands in the room when the baby's
Yeah,
born.
no more. No, we used to have that.
So you're alone. There was
Yes.
no feeding you ice and you telling him, "Look, yeah, you did this to me."
Yes, sir.
But that's pretty incredible. And Isaac, what was as a boy growing up? How was he that in that experience? That was he like a great artist? Did he have musical skills? Was he really good at math? What was his great achievements?
Well, he wasn't doing very well in school. He used to say that he didn't want to go to school.
Sounds normal.
And then he used to do things without asking.
Ugh. So he gave you gray hairs before you got gray hairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He used to get a van that we used to have and drove it all with his friends and everything. We didn't even know about it.
oh my. And did any punishments work with him to make him stop, or is this useless?
We did after all. His father.
I'll ask him. So when Isaac was a teenager, the same thing, rebellion, middle school, rebellious kid. Because I'm sure he was sweet. Everyone has a sweet.
Yeah, he was okay. He used to play football.
Oh, great. Was he, what, do you remember what he played?
He played for Crockett School.
Oh,
They won two championships.
2 championships. Was he a big guy?
No, he wasn't.
So he was he was an offensive lineman, obviously. So
A little guy.
was he a receiver or a running back?
Running back or receiver, both.
Oh, good, a double threat.
But when he went to high school, they went down. All of his friends.
Oh, that's a tough
I know.
period for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We all get acne on our face, and then the
Yeah.
girl dumps us, or she says, "Oh, what's wrong with me?" And then like, nothing's wrong with you. You're just going through hormones, you idiot.
Right.
So, well, how was Isaac as an adult? Did he grow out of this things, or did he like mellow out?
He passed away at 18.
He was 18.
Yeah,
So we never really got to see him as an adult.
Okay, so when he was 18, I've heard this that there was a kind of that he visited after his passing. I heard the stories of
That was with me.
he visited someone and say that I want to tell you something. That's incredible. And when he passed, how I know it's sad to talk about, but was that a fall on? It has to be a fall on your knees moment. And was that instant prayer, or do you really get over something like that? Was it years?
I still cry for him.
Still cry for him? See, I never met him, and they loved him, and I wish I would have met him. I hear these stories, and all I have is trying to picture a guy who's a running back receiver. He's not too big. He's every typical teenager, but everyone's special.
Right.
And that was your first child.
They were.
And then the second child, who was that?
Second child was that one over there.
Who was your second child? And was it the same situation? Did Ted have to stand outside while you did the whole thing by yourself again?
Yes. In those days, father,
That was normal, huh?
they didn't let him go in there.
It's a shame.
I know.
So, was she easier or worse than the first birth?
No, it was easier. She came out fast. The first one, no.
Oh, good. She was a.
Mm.
So that was a good, easy
How
one.
much did you weigh me? About 5'7".
5'7".
5'7".
So that's nice to hear an easy birth story where it was just sound horrible. And she was little, obviously. Was she a sweet little baby, or was she have rebellious like Isaac as well?
No, she was sweet. She's too smart.
Too smart? Well, you can't be too smart.
And she still is very smart.
But she's a great educator,
Mm-hmm.
great
She does
heart.
a lot of things for the school.
Yeah, I'm very proud of her. It was always amazing to see what she's accomplished. And growing up, was she like boy crazy? Did she drive you insane? Did you hate her boyfriends?
No. I don't know. If she had boyfriends, I don't remember which one.
There's always that. I always hear there's always that one. It's like, I was hoping I didn't say anything because I didn't want to drive the person closer to that person. Mm-hmm. Somebody would just go away. So she was easy to raise, and she was always sweet. That's always good. It's a personality trait I think you're born with.
Right.
And then there was a third child,
Monica.
Monica. I love Monica. She's gonna be okay. She's in the hospital, but she's gonna be good. Hopefully, we get to see her on Sunday, so I can give her a big hug.
Yes.
But when she was born, was it the same story as a second birth, or was it a whole different adventure?
The same.
The same, easy. So the boys were just harder.
Yeah.
The boys have to be hard, right? So, how was she growing up? Was she a troublemaker? Was she sweet? Or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
She seems to have a wild side to her that
Right. She was wild, and she still is.
I love her so much. I love to hear her stories. I want to talk to her as well if I have the chance before I leave out of town again.
I hope you will.
She's so wonderful. What's your... Well, let's sort of say this. At the moment, you hated it, but now it's the funny story of Monica. Like, now you can laugh at it, but back then, you're just like, what the hell did you do?
No, I cannot laugh. Very sad. I feel very sad for Monica, because she has gone through a lot of things.
She
And I
has...
don't know how.
She was diagnosed with a lot of things and has fought very hard. And she's a true survivor and a hero in a lot of ways when you see what she has fought with and overcome and still fights.
Right.
But inside of that, there's always a funny story. There's always something.
She's very funny. She tells jokes and all this and all that, and we laugh.
She's so wonderful. Her Vegas trips are probably...
Oh yeah,
Wild.
she does to go to Las Vegas.
I might have to make her interview rated R.
She wants to go there and live in Las Vegas, but I don't know. I don't think so.
We'll see where the wind takes us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the wind blows. But she's going to be strong and she's going to live a good long years.
I hope so.
I always say there is only yes. Because we proclaim it to God and God makes it true.
Right.
We don't speak negatives about anything. That's how I always say. And then there was another child. Johnny. The Johnny boy. I love Johnny. He has overcome and been through a lot. And I know a lot of people are given... There's people that can give people a bad rap. But they don't look at the journey. When he was born... what year was he born?
72.
72. And was it the same thing? Could Ted be in the room this time?
No.
Still no.
Still no.
Wow, that just blows my mind. Different generation gap bunch there.
No.
So when Johnny's born, he gave you troubles with birth, right? Because
A little.
because that would make
remember
sense.
they shoved him back in?
They shoved him back in.
The doctor wasn't there, so the nurse shoved him back in and she ended up with a hernia.
Oh,
Yeah.
Johnny wanted out.
Johnny got out. He did.
Let Johnny go.
Go, Johnny, go.
So Johnny's born, and what's it like bringing him home for the first time? Like rambunctious? Is he running around? Is it, don't touch that. Don't do that. What's he like as a baby in the terrible twos, as they say?
He wasn't that getting into things. That's one thing he didn't have.
That's interesting. So were the terrible twos terrible with Johnny?
Ask me. I was his babysitter.
So as Johnny grows up in school, is it something he doesn't like? Is it something that is there classes he excelled in?
He didn't like school, period.
He excelled in mechanical.
Mechanical? Also, so in today's world, if Johnny was born today, he would have an advantage up because now they have those special programs they now have.
Right.
He was just born at the wrong time, at the right time, but
At the
you know
right
what I
time.
mean. Yeah, now he would have the full benefits of the school mechanics and how
He went to school for mechanic.
it's not too late. Johnny has an amazing life ahead of him. He's going to do so many great things.
Well, I hope so.
And
He did go to school. He's an ACE certified mechanic.
oh, that's great. And I know there was always great love with you and Johnny. But as a teenager, how did you deal with him when he would mess up? What were the loving words or how did you deal with it? How did you get him to come around to fix certain things?
I don't remember.
There's always that arm around the arm, or you can do this. We believe in you and stuff. So amazing children, and then there's you have a big family. You have a big family, and that makes you rich. They say money makes you rich, but I believe it's family and love. It's just the size of the house. It's the people inside of it.
I know.
And so when you have the grandbabies, Naomi, it comes in, and when she comes in, how is it? Was that your first grandchild?
Yes.
So how do you feel? I'm a grandma. Do you feel like, oh my God, I can't be this old. Where'd the time go? Or was it, oh, look at this baby. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I used to take her everywhere I went.
Spoiled baby.
Spoiled baby. Used to buy things for her when she said, Grandma, I want pizza. There goes Grandma to buy pizza for Naomi.
She knew she can go to you instead of going to mom and your mom.
Yeah.
And I grew up knowing her because at the time I was living
Yeah.
here. She was always interesting as a person, sweet, with a little bit of a wild side, and that's the best combination because you don't want to be boring. So she's been a blessing, obviously, and she's giving you grandchildren, and wonderful. And
Yeah.
and
Jan.
how many other grandchildren do you have?
I have 2 grandchildren, girls.
Girls.
Her names is, one of them,
3.
her name is Salina Monique Lucero. The other one is Windy. But her last name is Duran.
Oh,
And Naomi.
Naomi. Yeah,
And
it's
my great kid is Jonathan and Lisa.
Jonathan's a sweetie.
He's big.
He's big now. He's not
Oh,
little Jonathan.
tall.
He's tall Jonathan.
He's probably taller than you now.
Time goes by so fast.
How old is Jonathan right now? 14, 15?
15.
15?
And you can't take favorites. But which one favorited you? Which one is like, oh, I have to go with grandma. I just have to be with grandma. Which one is this at your hip? Which one is this? Like, it's kind of glued there. You can't take them off. There's got to be one. There's always one. You can't lose them.
Well, I've been with Jonathan forever. More than Julissa.
She's still tiny.
Yeah.
She'll grow up fast though. And then she'll.
She's a very smart little girl.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about her. I come to El Paso and I find out about people, but I don't really get to find out about them. There's like these little side stories. Oh, she's smart. It's like it's like reading one sentence of a book
Right.
without getting the full story, and it just drives me insane. I'm like, oh, she's smart. What is she good at?
Everything.
Everything.
Drawing, mother. Drawing. She loves to draw and
She
write.
has to draw and color and everything. She
Yeah.
likes to
I like
to,
to play
to
with
look
my
at you and see what you're doing so she can do it herself.
Did she? So she's kind of. Do you want to stand next to grandma for a minute?
Go to your Grammy. Watch the courts.
Watch the cards.
Come here, my sweetheart.
There you are.
Say hi.
So, say hi, because you're gonna have this forever. When you're 27, you're gonna see this video and you're gonna be like, oh, "Was I that little? Oh my God!" So, you love grandma, and have you ever painted her picture? Have you drawn her picture before?
Yes, they're all over the walls.
Yeah.
Picture of me?
No, just a picture and she
Oh.
hangs it everywhere.
They say you're really good at art.
She loves to draw and paint and color.
At home I paint.
And play drums.
Drums. So, you when grandma and grandpa are around, how do they spoil you?
Be cute. Little limbs.
We spoil them by giving them things. They have more gifts right there in the tree than we do.
Oh my goodness. What does grandpa do and grandma do that drives you crazy?
Them tell me to not to do like jump on the couch.
You jump on the couch. Ooh.
And sometimes I
Talk loud. He cannot hear you.
And what does Grandpa tell you every morning? Good morning?
good morning.
Say it, you know it. Good morning, morning glory. He always tells you that. Say it.
Good morning, morning,
But talk.
girl. It's talking.
You're out here and you don't talk. You talk everywhere. Talk
Camera.
loud.
She's camera shy. I'm not camera shy. You put a camera in front of me, I become Jim Carrey in The Grinch. I just go
I'm not
crazy.
camera shy.
You gotta just tell a funny story about your grandma. What's the funniest thing your grandma's ever done that just made you laugh so hard your stomach hurt and you farted a little bit and you got embarrassed?
Funny.
What did Grammy do to make you laugh?
Maybe
What?
You don't know.
You don't know?
You don't remember?
There's always something. Or you forget because the camera's on.
She always tells you get out of her way because she's gonna run you over with her Cadillac.
Why do you want to get in front of that thing?
I wish I'd be flat.
She what?
I wish I'd be flat.
Oh my goodness. And she always spoils you for Christmas, doesn't she? Oh man. Can I have one of your presents this year? Ah. Well, they say sharing is caring, but I guess we'll try next year.
No, she doesn't like to share her Christmas thing.
Do you share with Grandma? Do you ever share your cookies or something sweet with Grandma?
I share with my older grandma.
Oh my goodness. You gotta start sharing with this Grandma right here. She's right here. Come
But
on.
sometimes my grandma share her food with me.
So she shares with you. Gotta share something with her.
Tell him, okay, I will next time.
You gotta love her because the more love you have, the better memories you have. Always care, always share.
Right.
And never get greedy, ever. Money doesn't mean anything, but family's everything.
And I
A
know.
family and in good health.
And God, never forget God.
Right.
When you're ever lost, they say look at the North Star. The North Star is God.
Okay.
Okay.
That's great.
I pray every day for everybody. Even my neighbors. People that I don't know.
Have you had a weird neighbor before? The weirdest, have you ever had a neighbor you loved that is so weird?
The vacas.
I love weird neighbors. They're terrific. So, you've had amazing children, great grandchildren, an amazing marriage, and we'll go back to the marriage thing.
Going on 60 years.
60 years.
Going on 60.
So my understanding is there's no pictures. There's no pictures of your wedding day. So if we can paint a picture for people with words, what was the wedding day like? In your
I
best
wasn't
memory.
born, Mom.
Eh?
I don't know, because I wasn't born yet.
In your best memory, what was it like? Was it chaos? Was it peaceful? Was it easy?
It was okay, mijo. Everything came out okay.
Did you have it?
Except I didn't have any pictures. Something went wrong.
We'll get some. Apparently, we know where to find some. So I'll make a phone call and see what we can do. So on the wedding date, when you got that ring on your finger, was it this complete tears of joy, or did you hold it back until you walked down the aisle in your white dress and no one was watching anymore?
You know, look at her. It was very good for me. I was very happy that I got married. And I'm still happy
I love
till the
happiness.
day I die.
Happy and positivity. And one thing you do have in common is a love for your Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I love them.
And you got to see all the Super Bowls, which is incredible because I had to wait. And I had to go back and rewatch. But what was it like watching the Cowboys win their Super Bowls? It went from the 70s. And,
I have a movie of the Dallas Cowboys.
oh, wow. Because that must have been a thrill. The running back, Allen,
Oh,
I met him. He gave me an autograph.
you
He
did?
said to Richard, and it was written in a gold pen.
Really?
Yeah,
I was really-
a golden pin. That's right. It makes it extra special. It hangs on my wall. He was a great man. 1973 Super Bowl MVP.
Oh,
And how was that day? You see them win. It's the 70s, so the TV probably they're smaller. They're not like these giant, nicer ones.
oh no.
So the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. How great is that moment? It's that.
What is he doing?
Are you and Ted just jumping up and down with,
Yeah.
oh my God, we won.
My Super Bowl.
Yeah. So
Give the love of my life right here a big kiss.
everyone that sees this, that is Johnny.
Johnny Go Home. Or what's the name of the song? Johnny Come Home.
Johnny Come Home.
Johnny be good.
Then we were
Yeah.
talking about your birth, how they pushed you back in.
Couple
And
of
we're saying, let Johnny go. Johnny, let him go. Let him free. He wants to be free. And
They tried to push me back in.
but you're like, no, I'm not having it. I got things to do. I got cars to fix, man. Let me go. So she says you're mechanical inclined.
We all are. I
So
learned it from my dad. Learned it from school.
I'm
I
gonna.
love it. I love my job.
So when, that has to start from somewhere. When's the first time your dad took you into a tool shed and worked with you, even the simplest thing?
The first time was when he bought me my Mustang. That I worked hard for the money. Gave him the money, and he said, "You want your car? Here it comes." Came down on a flatbed, flat tires, no motor, no nothing. Him and his friend Joe started the car, fixing it. Sooner or later, I started putting my hands in it also, and I got hooked ever since then. So that was when I was like 14 or 15.
Oh, that's amazing. And
Yeah.
how was he working with you? Like when you messed
He was
up?
working with my dad. His name was Joe Valdez.
Oh, yeah.
hmm He's the one. They're the ones that got me started. And ever since then, it just exploded.
And was there a project with you and your father that was so special? Could you build something together?
Yeah, it was a '65 Mustang. That's what he brought me.
That's what he brought you. But did you?
We fixed it. We put it
Everything.
together from
Paint
back
job?
to front, paint, engine, everything,
Wow.
upholstery, and everything.
I gotta see a picture of this baby.
Yeah, we still have it, but it's in the workings. Maybe I'll send you a picture when it's done.
That's amazing. And
Because we're restoring it again for like the third or fourth time already.
so if Dad's good with tools, what did you do with Mom?
Mom, she's the one that taught me the love of life, how to sew, how to wash, how to do your dishes, how to respect your women, how to eat, have manners, say prayers, don't forget about your family,
She's an
family
amazing.
morals.
She's an amazing woman.
She does the sweet part of me. She's the one that makes my tears come out.
She made you who you are.
Like the soft part of me. Like,
So, the first time she taught you how to cook anything by yourself, how bad did that go?
oh, it went pretty bad. It went pretty bad. It went pretty bad.
Did Ted walk in and go, did someone, is the house burning, or was it like,
Nothing like that. It
it
was,
was
all
like
under
spaghetti?
control.
Did
All
spaghetti
under
look
control.
green? Like, why is it green? Like, what was your first meal she helped you cook?
It was a bowl of cereal that I had to make on my own.
A bowl of cereal.
A
So,
bowl of cereal. That was my first to make myself.
was that spilled milk on the floor?
Yeah, never.
Never
Just
spilled milk.
cereal.
Spilled cereal.
But I gotta go now. I thank you very much, Richard. I love my family and I love you guys too. And I'll see you guys soon.
Any words for the future people?
For the future people, make sure you kiss and hug whenever you have a chance to see that man personally. Fat chance, but our new president, Donald Trump, he's a blessing, something that hasn't happened in almost 30 years or more. So help him out, people.
Can I ask you to say one more thing? Just one more. Can I say right there? Your happiest memory with your dad. Your if it's something you don't want to share because you hold it to yourself, the other thing you can share, the moment it makes you cry with joy, it was your moment with your, it just tears you, like, I love
The
my dad
best
so
time
much.
and the time that you're asking me about would be the times that I used to see him sing and play guitar.
Oh, that's
I used
amazing.
to fall asleep. Every Christmas holidays, there was always music involved. That was one of my
music.
memorable times of seeing my dad doing something special. One of the things that he did special.
Did you ever
He had many talents.
did you ever get a guitar with you?
No,
No?
I never had a guitar.
It's not too late.
It's not.
Not a guitar.
I have one. I have one.
You have a guitar? Does Grandpa play with you?
No. 'Cause
Did you ask him?
I'm not really like playing it here. I play in my older house.
Oh, but you have a musician here and you're not even asking him.
Yeah.
That's like saying grandma can bake great cookies, but I'm gonna go ask Richard who can't bake anything.
And then
Come on, man.
And I have a microphone too, but my microphone wheel and then you can have a switch in the middle, and then I fix it, and then I have a song, and then my guitar I have a little circle and right there, and then I press it, and then I have a song, but those not really real.
Oh, that sounds great. You know what? Promise me something. Promise me that you will sing a song with your grandpa.
Okay. Maybe.
No, you gotta sing a song with grandpa. You gotta sing it. You gotta do a song with grandpa, right?
But my grandpa he do a song by himself, but not with me. Grandpa do it with Nino and Dog.
Oh, just ask him. He's not gonna tell you no. You're his princess. Goodness gracious.
Sometimes he need to do something. He need to get the mail or maybe he need to do a lot of to do the stress, so he need to do stuff. But sometimes he say yes. Oh no. Oh, he need to do something really quick, like open it, and then sometimes I don't want to ask him.
Ask him. You gotta do a song with him. And what about grandma?
Sometimes I like do song by myself, but not with grandma.
Not the grandma. What is with this? Not with the grandma stuff. The other grandma. You gotta reverse that. This is the cool grandma. This is the grandma. This is the grandma.
Cool.
I can feel best.
This grandma has amazing stories and she's lived an amazing life. This is the grandma you want to be with, right?
She calls me Grammy.
Grammy. Oh, that's a nice name.
Grammy.
Because I want to call my older grandma like this, Grandma Monica. That way I have a perfect thing.
And what about your mom?
My mom?
Yeah. How are you with your mom? Do you treat her nicely?
Sometimes I'm not going to do what I say, but
Oh.
sometimes she'll get angry. Sometimes she'll be angry with my dad. But sometimes he'll be nice to me and my dad.
Well, there's always gonna be drama in life. But the thing is, there's always more joy than drama.
Yeah.
What's your happiest mommy memory?
We go to the park with not my dad, but my dad not there. My favorite memory is I at the park with my mom, and then my mom played with me, and then we need to leave. Oh, and then we eat at the park, and then we leave and we go to home, my mom friend, and get some money, and then we leave and go home.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah. But sometimes I go to the park with my mom and my dad. Sometimes my mom and my dad want to take me to Peter Piper and her friend, but sometimes they not want to do that.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I want to ask you something. Have you ever asked your grandparents what it was like the first time they held you as a baby?
Oh,
What did you ask Grandma? Grandma, what did it feel like when you first held me as a baby? You should ask her. How did it feel when you held me as a baby?
I feel you hold me like a baby.
I love you, my honey. You're here with me. Don't forget that,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
And who do you love more?
My mom.
Your mom? Yeah. So you're dead, forget it.
My dad has tattoos, but my mom have one in her back and on like
You're not shy anymore, are you?
Oh no, once she starts, forget it.
All right, let's finish this part up before we move on to your grandpa. what's the family is forever changing, and we expand so fast.
Oh yeah.
You blink and there's 20,000 more children.
Forget it.
So life isn't forever, and this video will be forever. What's the one message you want to send to the future family that doesn't get to meet you? What's the one thing you want them to know and learn and keep in their life?
Never forget your family, always. 'Cause they come first. I love them to death. I don't know half of my family, his family. We don't get together that much. And when they invite us to parties, sometimes we're the only ones that go to the party. Me and my husband and Lupe and Isaac. You know Isaac, my grandson.
Isaac's so great. I want to try to get a hold of him.
You talk.
Those are great words. I love that.
He's probably asleep right now because he works different shifts.
But I love those words. That's a good thing to send the future generation,
Right.
because the gift of, if they never get to meet you, they get to have those words. And I think that's a blessing, and you'll not only live forever to the heavens above, to the grounds of God, but here on earth forever with this video. And I wanted to give you that.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Don't forget that I love you too,
I love you too.
especially those Cowboys.
And it's 2017, so if you're watching this, the Cowboys need a miracle for the playoffs.
I hope so.
So you can Google Dallas Cowboys 2017 if you're watching this in 2090.
I love the
2090.
They're playing the Seahawks.
I'm gonna leave.
All
Mom.
right.
I don't think you should go, Mom. It's too much of a walk.
All right. And cut.